of digital media is now predominant now more than ever. It has changed our way of communication, our way of sharing, and now our way of learning. Theorist Morgan suggests that smartphones, internet access, and social media sites have become woven into the daily fabric of our lives, both in and out of the classroom. Students, from preschoolers all the way to undergrads, have experience with using digital media one way or another. This could range from accessing content online to engaging in online discussions with other peers, as well as completing homework. Furthermore, theorists Lankshare and Noble suggest that knowledge is more easily distributed and dispersed in an online environment. I would like to discuss how students can use digital media as an alternative to traditional face-to-face teaching, along with discussions of using digital media in the classroom and how students practice their identity online. Franzoni and Assar suggest that humans have different ways of learning. Some can assimilate in a better way the knowledge received visually, auditory, or through a certain sense. No two people learn the same way, and digital media can offer an alternative, if not a complete new way, for some students to really engage with the content. And electronic media can be used in different ways to implement different teaching strategies which can be matched with different learning styles. For example, instead of having students simply copy down information from a board, you can have them jump online, conduct their own research, and even create amazing presentations. Digital media can offer a lot more than just a new way of learning. It can also help build some life skills too. Here are some positive ways that digital media can offer new ways of learning in the classroom. Franzoni and Assar assert that even if full personalization is not possible in face-to-face teaching, the teacher can develop different versions of the teaching material so that it fits the learning styles of the largest number of students. This way, with the help of digital media, teachers can develop and deploy different strategies to help students in their learning. How students choose to display work can further demonstrate to teachers how each individual student learns. Moreover, theorist Brown says that content creators are often teenagers or young adults. What better way for students to learn when they can create, develop, and display exactly what they are learning? Yet, while these ideas seem practical, there are some limitations. For example, most educational systems have ignored individual differences that exist between learners, such as the learning ability, the background knowledge, the learning goals, and the learning style. To treat each student the same and teach each student the same way across the board without their own personal input can disservice the students greatly. Now, not all classrooms use digital media in the same manner. It can come down to the subject, the location, and even the teacher. There may not be a lot of digital media use in a physical education classroom or a home economics classroom compared to a science or English one. Some classrooms can also be located in areas where internet access is improbable. Nevertheless, let's take a look at some of the cons of using digital media in the classroom. In my experience in the classroom, students are always more eager to jump on the iPad or the tablet or laptop compared to pen and paper. Yet, for some teachers, this approach may not be the case. As theorist Dave, Ambrose, and Mania argues, how teachers use the school's learning management system to keep track of students' attendance, behaviour, and grades were primarily for one-way communications from teachers to students. According to research, it seems like some of these disadvantages presented can be rectified, and it comes down to how schools choose to facilitate their use of digital media. But let's focus on some of the positives here. Having been on practicum rounds, it is evident that students are very technology savvy. What is more is that students do not limit themselves to just technology or use of digital media in the school or even classrooms. Existing research shows how youth are able to draw on their personal interests and peer networks to a greater degree when using technology in informal contexts than when they are in school. If students are already displaying this much skills with digital media and technology, why wouldn't teachers use this to their advantage to further students' learning? Things such as cyberbullying can result from misuse of digital media and not being or knowing how to maintain a strong identity online. However, if shown and given the right set of instructions and ideas about the positive use of digital media online, students can create what theorist Brown likes to call learner identity. Brown expresses that learner identity can be understood as both how we position or craft ourselves as learners and how we are positioned as learners by others. It brings about the idea of not just students being learners, but also teachers and even tutors as well. I will discuss the concept of learner identity in terms of online engagement. As Hoff expresses, the use of online virtual communities are implicitly designed to motivate individuals to engage. In situations where students or teachers cannot be physically in the classroom, this idea of virtual or online communities has its benefits. However, while this is a feasible notion, theorist Stoll additionally asserts that individuals who highly trust not only engage in mutually beneficial relations more frequently, but they are also more socially active and engaged. At Deakin, I've completed many units online where I purely interact with my unit chair, my peers, and tutors in an online environment. In saying that, even though it is an educational setting, I was not always posting or responding to posts. My actions here fall in line with what Theore's writings, Giffen's, and RNZ's perspective of that. In these spaces, member identity is invisible and communities do not or cannot guarantee that others will behave as they might be expected to. That again is where the trust aspect comes into play and where students may not engage or participate in an online environment. Nevertheless, this is not always the case, as Hoff poses an important question that does this technology, with its easy access to others, known either in person or in online communities, impact whom they trust with their thoughts, ideas, and emotions? Whilst there are many benefits to using digital technology and media in the classroom, there are times where these notions have its limitations. Teachers can go out of their way to create fun activities and programs to help students, but that can only be achievable with the right resources. Digital and virtual communities can be exceptional spaces where students can come together and further their learning only if there is a strong sense of trust. It goes without saying that technology in this day and age has infiltrated many aspects of our lives. It would be senseless to not use it, especially if it makes learning for students a lot easier and more accessible. Thanks for watching.